Top five, top five, top five.
Topical back with another video. I'm Strange Wang. He is Nate. And John Cena, he had Suicide Squad 2 weeks ago. He's got another movie coming out. Vacation Friends, I believe it's called. Yeah. It's a Hulu original. He's just killing it. But he's also a wrestler making movies. And CM Punk just came back. There was SummerSlam. A lot of big things happen in wrestling. So we decided to do top 5 wrestlers and movies. But before we get started, shouts out to Ox Baker and Terry Funk. They're not on my list, but you were good in the movies you were in.
Nice. If you don't know how we do our top 5s, I'm going to tell you. But before I tell you, you need to scroll down and pop up the description box below, where you'll find links to our social media accounts, as well as our Ko-fi account and our Patreon account, where if you would like to support us in a financial manner so that we can fix things that need to be fixed very badly, we would appreciate that. But for our list, he's going to give his 5 and 4. I'm going to give my 5 and 4, 3, 2, 3, 2. Then we trade off number ones. We also have something called the Zemeckis rule, which in this case means if we both have the same wrestler's performance on our list, but one person has it 2 spots or higher, they will say Zemeckis, and we just won't talk about it until we get to it on theirs.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with my number 5. It's going to be The Big Show playing Captain Insano in The Waterboy.
Nice. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Like, it's so good because I don't even remember Big Show in this movie. I just remember him laughing at Sandler while he's on the phone. But he was the giant at this time, I should say. Now he's just Paul White. Mm-hmm. But at this time he was a giant. And I mainly just love this performance because we get Adam Sandler saying, Captain Sandler, show no mercy. It's incredible. That's the only reason why I made my list.
Yeah.
Not because of his performance, because Adam Sandler referencing him and saying, he poked his homeboy in the eyes, Captain Sandler, show no mercy. It's fucking incredible. But my number 4 is Macho Man Randy Savage in the Spider-Man.
That's my number 4.
Bonzo.
That's my number 4 as well. Yeah.
It's Justin. It's like the perfect thing because he is a wrestler. He gets it. He gets the theatrics of everything.
Yeah.
But his performance is so good. Mm-hmm. And he's the Macho Man, so he's got the voice and everything.
Yeah.
Bonzo's ready.
I got you for 3 minutes.
And he's the Macho Man. So it really just overshadows that whole scene.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't give a fuck about Spider-Man doing all these cool tricks. I'm not amazed. I want to see him get a fucking elbow off the top because it's Randy Savage.
Yeah. The funny thing about that is like, you're 100% correct. Like I can remember plenty of scenes from that movie, but I don't reference any scene from that movie as much as I reference fucking Bonesaw.
Yeah.
Like, to the point of them just, like, showing the fucking kid in the crowd with the cardboard saw. Just Bonesaw!
The only thing I quote from that movie, minus Bonesaw, is occasionally I'll say Godspeed.
Yeah, Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Because that's cool.
Yeah, don't tell Harry. Yeah, great character. Like, and it's undeniable. Anybody who has seen that movie or at least watched anybody who's seen that movie is gonna remember fucking Bonesaw.
It was like that's when he quit wrestling.
Yeah,
and he was making Hulk Hogan rap diss tracks, and he came out with a rap album. Be a man, Hulk. Come on, don't be scared. And then had one match. I just wish he was young enough that he would have actually went to a promotion and wrestled as Bonesaw. Mm-hmm. I mean, he might have got sued by Sony, but it would have been cool.
Yeah, for sure. So my number 5 is Kevin Nash in The Punisher.
Zemeckis.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah.
And then my number 4 was the same as yours. So.
Okay. My number 3 is... Zemeckis went very far.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Kevin Nash as the Russian and the Punisher, which isn't really why I put him right smack in the middle is because his performance is what it needed to be. Him being a wrestler made more sense than anything possibly could because you don't really want to hit the guy. And who's better than that than a wrestler?
Good point. You're so smart.
I almost went with the Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret Ruse. Another Kevin Nash performance. He's also good in John Wick. I've never seen Magic Mike, but he's in that as well. But just the fight scene as the whole, from how they use everything in the apartment, from the song. I'll play that song once a month and just listen to it on a repeat while I'm driving around because I drive for a living. So Like, sometimes I don't want to listen to Lil Uzi Vert. Sometimes I'm not in my feelings. I don't want to listen to Drake. So I'll just play that for the entire 8-hour shift.
Nice.
So
it's a long time to listen to that song.
Bro, it's so good. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm like, yeah. I'm Italian. I should know what he's saying, but I don't. Who gives a fuck, right? But just like everything and how like Thomas Jane, he plays it somewhat comedic, but it's also serious enough to like the build up.
Yeah.
Because he pulls out the gun and he smashes the gun. He's like, it's almost Marx Brothers esque.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you got the fucking Russians, Kevin Nash, big ass playing baseball with a fucking grenade and a crowbar. Like,
yeah,
it's so great. It's the greatest fight. It's one of the greatest fight scenes in movie history.
That's true. Well, they do such a good job of like selling how borderline indestructible he is.
Yeah, because he gets stabbed and he's just like,
yeah, and it adds stakes to the fight, right? Because it's just like, shit.
We've seen this guy dude fucking run through people.
Yeah. Plus, it's like, that scene has its own tone that is so separate from the rest of that movie.
Definitely.
But it still fits for some reason. Like,
and it's the best part of the movie.
It is the best part of the movie. And obviously, like, you have the shirt and everything.
Yeah.
You know, the candy cane shirt to go with it. It's it really is beautiful.
The beach blonde hair.
I'm just thinking about you, like, riding around listening to that song, thinking about how you're Italian, just like staring at red lights, going na 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 na.
The car next to me.
And
like,
somebody's just like, huh? Yeah.
But also, even the ending is so cheesy, it's bad with the boiled. But when he comes up, it's like, okay, you won me back over.
Yeah.
And then he spears him through the wall, the border. The greatest, like, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. Sum up 2 words, the best. Next is
Except it's number 3, so.
Because that doesn't work without Thomas Jane.
No, you're right.
You know? So,
Yeah.
But this performance works all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
It works so good that they're giving this fucker a TV show, and it's Peacemaker as John Cena as Peacemaker in The Suicide Squad.
That's your number 2?
Yes.
It's also my number 2.
Bro, that shit was so... Bro, I know what your number 1 is, and that's phenomenal.
Yeah, it should be.
Roddy Piper from They Love. People will be like... I feel like one person's going to be like, damn, they put that shit on there.
That was my number 6.
Yeah. Nah, Luke Hobbs my number 6, because you got to put The Rock on there. Like, no one transitioned like The Rock, but we're not talking about The Rock. We're talking about John Cena, his successor. But literally, it's like, this movie made me... This is the first time I saw a John Cena movie, and it was like, oh, I'm watching an actor. I'm not watching a wrestler.
Yeah.
Because this performance is so good. It's unlike anything I've seen of John Cena, like, the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, when he first started, the world was just, like... You could say whatever the fuck you wanted to in 2003. Nobody gave a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't say that stuff, but in this movie it fit. He was allowed to say this stuff. So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
His little feud with Idris Elba, it added layers to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very important part of the movie. His fight scenes, they held weight. They meant something. And as a wrestler, it was very... Like, he made it very believable. Even though they did use a stunt double, but the ones that you needed, his facial expressions, he obviously nailed perfectly. Because that was his, like, whole wrestling career. He's going to get his ass beat and then come back with 5 moves. 5 moves of doom and win. And it worked in this movie. Everything he did.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Especially the part about, like, this is the first time I've seen him in a movie, and it was like, that's an actor.
Yeah.
I feel that a lot.
Bumblebee was like, John Cena.
Yeah, and plus he did such a good job of, like, so obviously Peacemaker is a character that has a lot of, like, personal convictions. Like, he has his worldview, and he's not going to deviate from it. But it is a very strong worldview. So, like, to add to the fact that it was the first time where I was like, that dude's an actor, he did such a good job of, like, selling that. Like, I believed that character was that person. And, you know, it was really good. And I was really surprised because I was expecting to just be like, that's John Cena the whole time. And
That's
I
the
wasn't.
guy that says, you can't see me.
I didn't even think about his music one time during the whole movie. And that's so surprising because I watched that stupid radio prank like 1 billion times. So really, really impressed. And like, he does, if any character from that deserves a TV show, it's him. You mentioned like his rivalry with Idris Elba's character, like, but he did such a good job there too, because it's like they start off bickering, And then they really do have these little moments where they kind of start to click a little bit. But then obviously, like, the ending happens. And it's like, dang, like, I know Idris Elba is a phenomenal actor, like, very, very good. So, like, to have a character who has an important part in a movie with someone who I already know is an incredible actor when I don't think that you are very good at all, and then sell it, that's good. Good job.
And, fun fact, the second wrestler in a movie that also has a rap album.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Was Macho Man the first?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so all right, that was both our number twos. My number three is, in fact, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Which one?
I just took Luke Hobbs.
At the 40.
Like, I just took the character of Luke Hobbs. I normally try to steer away from The Rock when we do like athletes to actors or things like that because he's kind of solidified himself as an actor at this point.
That's fair.
But when he first popped up in the Fast franchise, like he had been in movies. Only one of them was really that good. I know you love The Scorpion King, but it's fucking trash.
The Rundown, Walking Tall, they're all good.
Yeah.
Except for Doom.
Right.
Doom can suck on unwashed toes.
And also the Scorpion King can suck many unwashed toes. They can suck mummy toes.
Them dusty toes.
Yes. But anyways, this was kind of that role where to me it was like, all right, you're an actor. And like, yeah, it's still like big and actiony and like his character still fits a lot of like that wrestling persona kind of. But he did a really good job throughout the entire franchise, which is a franchise that I loved in my teens and early 20s and then grew to absolutely despise. And then like somehow just came around to like not love again, but like really enjoy how fun it is. Because it is cheesy and it's great. And he's a huge part of that. And I appreciate him for it.
And he cuts an amazing promo on Tyrese's forehead.
That's true. What, did you know it was unscripted?
Haven't seen that on fucking Instagram 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Number one's very obvious. It's Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
That's Fezzik in The Princess Bride.
100%.
Like, do you want a peanut? The fuck?
Anybody want a peanut?
Like, you already know. Like, who else could it be? Nobody ever has been so, like, likable. Ever. And I think, like, this, like, watching his ESPN documentary and, like, knowing what I know.
Yeah.
Just, like, how, like, unhappy he was.
Yeah.
To get around these group of people. And was just immediately loved.
Yeah.
Like, so good. And, like, what you know about the movie, like, that adds to it because, like, his, like, limitations because of how big he was.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, you had to, like, use a stunt double or use wires or conveyor belt, whatever the fuck they had to do to, like, get the scene done.
Mm-hmm.
It adds to the tone of the movie. And I think that's also very cool because, like, his performance, like, him as a person affects the whole entire movie and makes it better.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's, like, a happy accident. But his performance, again, when you look up lovable in the dictionary, is this motherfucker holding a boulder like this?
Facts! I could kill you now. What? Yeah. So, I mean, like, when you talk about wrestlers that go into acting and do, like, a comedic performance, like, I know a lot of people love Cena and Trainwreck. You know, The Rock in his brief amount of time that he is in the other guys is good. Like, they've done it and done it well, but, like, Fezzik is comedic gold.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
Well, I ain't even trying, dog.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's, like, effortless for, like, Andre to come in. Because, like, he really was, like, a genuinely nice fucking dude. And so it's, like, for him to just make that seamless transition into that character and, like, the absolute joy that it brings me every time Fezzik is on screen, like, there's no way I could give the number one spot to anyone else.
Yeah,
like,
I mean...
It's so good.
I mean, if we did this list and I put someone above it, he would have called the Brute Squad.
I would have called the Brute Squad.
And I would have opened the door and looked at Andre and be like, you are the Brute Squad. Like, that shit's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant. And the thing about Andre is, too, is, like, he was never a bad guy until, like, that little thing he did with Hogan around Mania 3. Like, he was always a good guy. Like, he was just like... And I feel like this movie, for, like, you to have a person that really like that,
yeah,
just adds to the mysticalness of this fantasy you're creating.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you got Miracle Max and the makeup's phenomenal, but you can still tell that's makeup.
Yeah.
the guy that looks like your roommate in the tree dungeon with the white lips and everything, you could tell that's like they made him look that way.
Yeah.
But Andre, that's really Andre
That's
the
just
Giant.
what he looks like. Yeah.
So it adds like so much realism to it, and it's just layers of goodness this performance adds, and the quotability too.
Yeah.
For a man who doesn't talk very much, very quotable in this film. But tell us your top 5 down in the comment section below. Scroll back up, hit that like button, share the video. Share the video, John Cena. You know, like I feel like he'll get us a lot of followers. He'll be like, you can't see me on this list.
I mean, come on, man. We both made you number 2.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's Andre.
You're the shit. And number 2. Lil Wayne's got 45 lyrics about that just this year. But, again, share the video. And subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.